when you take yourself to be separate, small, a body-mind entity, it can be so scary. You know, with these small, vulnerable children in a world full of adults and dangers, you know? And to have a loving presence there that's saying, you know, whatever happens, I've got you. It's like what we call the father or the parent figure. And the self, the guru, God, grace, is like that. Can be. Because essentially, this teaching, God is saying, you are safe. Fear not. Fear not. God is saying, you are safe. Fear not. I'm with you. And then we get scared again, you see. When life happens, we get scared. But if we stop, relax, turn around and look in the eyes, what we're afraid of, what's revealed is that which we are afraid of and that which is afraid is one and divine. There's no duality. There's no duality whatsoever. It's just oneness, divinity here. And that can manifest as a sort of supreme peace and faith. In the Vedic tradition, in the Hindu tradition, there are these huge numbers of scriptures, huge numbers of scriptures, and there are many different ways of classifying them. There's one way of classifying them into two main segments. The first segment is called the karma, or karma, if you want to do a bit of an Indian accent. karma kanda, or karma kanda is the first section, and then jnana kanda is the second section. Karma is a Sanskrit word that means action or work. So the first section, which is the bulk of the Vedic literature, the bulk of the Vedas, is about acting in the world. And it teaches us how to act in the world. And the second section, which is a much smaller section, but still significant, is the Jnana Kanda. Jnana means knowledge or wisdom. And in the Jnana Kanda are the teachings of liberation, teachings of non-duality. There's not just teachings on liberation, non-duality. There's not just teachings on how to live in the world. They both are there. In the Karma Kanda, it says we should be good people. We should be kind to one another. We should be compassionate to one another. We should love one another. It says we should be humble. Very important. We should be humble, not pretend we're better than what we are. We should be reverential, not in a self-deprecating way, but in a way where we see the holiness in life. We see the divinity in all around us. We have a reverence for life, a reverence for each other. And in the scriptures, they say it's very important to have reverence for the teacher spiritual teacher, and have reverence for the teaching. And it's very important for the teacher to have reverence for the student too, the seeker too. So it's just this attitude of love and appreciation and respect. And in the Karma Kanda, it says God is here with you. God is always here with you. In the Jnana Kanda, in the wisdom teachings, it says, and I should mention actually, a lot of people think that the purpose of the Karma Kanda is to prepare you for the Jnana Kanda, the wisdom teachings. But in the wisdom teachings, it says, yes, God is here for you. God is with you. But more than that, that divinity that is supporting you, the body-mind, is you. You see? You are the support. Before, you were this small thing, like a spider, a small spider on the web of life. That web of life, in this metaphor that I'm just making up now, is that web is supporting the spider, lifting that spider up, giving it its means of survival, providing it with food, shelter. So that net, that web, represents security, love, compassion. And that spider is this small little thing, and that's what we take ourselves to be. But the Jnana Kanda, the wisdom teachers, say, no, that's you. You are that. That support, that godliness, that divinity, that grace, that's you. That's Ramana in your heart. That's God in your heart. God in your heart means you. Ramana, who I love, who I'm devoted to, is you. Is me. So what we can do, if people feel the presence of God or the presence of love in their life, that healing presence, that loving presence in their life, it feels like you're here and then that presence is sort of coming from somewhere outside of you. It's a wonderful feeling. But it's going to come and go because you're identified with the body and mind. And through the wisdom teachings and Jnana Kanda, through the technique they use is called Jnana Yoga. It is the yoga of wisdom, Jnana Yoga. Or Jnana can mean knowledge, yoga of knowledge. We say, no, that isn't me. We take our identity. Instead of saying I'm that little spider on that web, so I am that whole web of life. I'm the whole energy of life. That is me. Now, there are many ways this can happen. This can happen through a formal Jnana Yoga type practice, but it can happen intuitively without knowing any of these Sanskrit words. And the knowledge and wisdom that we talk about, we don't need to acquire it because we already have it. We already know all this. We already know that all is one. Not that all is one is necessarily true, but it's just, again, it's just a pointer. So grace is always here with us. It's our own nature. It's this peace, it's this peaceful, aware presence. That is what we are. That is grace. And it has the power to melt all adversity, to destroy and remove all adversity, all negativity. It is like what is it? Is it the philosopher's stone or something like that? That converts negative into some kind of negativity into positivity, some kind of alchemy type thing. You see, this our true nature takes the snake that we're afraid of and shows us that it's just a rope, that we have nothing to fear. The grace is constantly transmitting its power to you. Constantly transmitting its power to you. That's why these meetings can be very powerful. Because these meetings just provide a reminder. They don't give you anything really. They just allow you to open yourself up to what already is, to what you already know. Any negative situation, doesn't matter how negative it is, when we come into contact with that divinity, when we realize somehow that that is us, it transforms everything. Not outwardly transforms everything, but inwardly everything is transformed. Outwardly, everything may look the same. But inwardly, totally different. Love, peace. Om Shanti.